Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 9. Let's get right into it.
So much. If Wendy was not in the equation, Candiace and I would have a full-fledged friendship. But I understand right now our friendship is going to have to be on her terms. I do want to see if we can move forward. And
Okay, so after an eternity, the girls are back in Potomac. Well, some of them, because we know only a few actually live there. But the Austin, Texas trip is over, and they're all settling back into their houses, so we see that. The first scene is Karen. She's talking to Ray, her husband, and she's a little upset at him because recently she had a cardiology test, and when she called Ray to tell him about the results, he pretty much answered the phone and was like, "Hey, what's going on?" She didn't really like his response. She felt it a little insensitive, but he says that he's just busy. He's a busy man. And speaking of which, she is going to have an event partnering up with an organization that she works with about preventing SA. It's called PAVE, so she's looking forward for that event. Moving on, we see a double date with Mia Gordon and Juan and Robyn. I mean, who would have ever thought we would see a double date with Robyn and Juan on the show? Actually, on their way there, we did hear a call that Juan was doing trying to get another job, but the date is a cooking class. So the couples do some homemade pasta, which did involve the couples working together, but I'm telling y'all, there is no softness from Juan towards Robyn, like in any way, as how a husband should. Like, even as something as simple as saying, like, "need to go." Like, damn, bro, calm down. But on a good note, Robyn is entering a new business venture. She is opening up a Glow 30. That's great for Robyn. She's excited, and it looks like it's a good business. It's essentially like the Joint Chiropractor, like in terms of franchise, but Glow 30 is for skincare, so they do all those facials and stuff like that. So then they mention the Austin trip, and Mia asks if Robyn has told Juan anything about the trip. Robyn talking about, well, Juan doesn't really like to hear about that stuff, but Mia goes ahead anyway and questions Juan about the situation with the girl in Canada. She's been curious, so now it's time for her to ask him to his face. So she asks if he really put his credit card down for her, and then Juan goes over about he paid for the room because she went to the casino and someone stole her wallet. She didn't have any money, so he put down his credit card for her, and that was in the hotel. But he says that he never went to her hotel room. Mia says, so next time, and Juan says there won't be a next time. It was just a mistake. I mean, his story did match Robyn. Now, is it the truth? I don't know. But Mia tells Gordon that she shared with Robyn about the attorney that took his own life and after they had reported him. And Robyn had a very similar situation, so they can relate to that. But looks like Mia is still struggling with that. So they actually did a pretty good job cooking their pasta, and it turned out to a pretty good meal. So they were eating that, so good job to them. Next up is Wendy. Her brother's in the house, and so is her mom. This woman looks different every single time I see her. They talk about her mom being at the hospital, as we learned last episode. So it looks like the reason she was in the hospital was because she had some cosmetic or some type of like surgery, like the ones that you choose to take to change your appearance or something like that. Elective surgeries, I believe that's what they're called. So she had one of those, and then she was having some pain as a result of that. So that's why she had to go back to the hospital. So then Wendy talks to her mom about Nneka, Lebe, and the sister. So Wendy's mom says that Lebe was like one of her own daughters, that she really cared for her. So because she loved Lebe so much, she didn't want Lebe and Wendy's sister to fall out and stop being friends. So the mom is claiming that's why she called Lebe in the first place, to try and get her and Wendy's sister to remain friends, but she says that she never mentioned Nneka. But Wendy brings up the shrine, and then the mom says that the only shrine that she knows of is down the Church of Baltimore. I don't know, this scene seemed rehearsed, but once again, it makes Wendy look like a liar, because let's not forget, Wendy didn't know who Lebe was when all this started, but then turned out that she was at her sippancy, and now turns out that Lebe was like a daughter to Zeusin. So make it make sense. Okay, moving on, it's Gizelle and her oldest daughter who is getting ready to leave for college. Grace seems excited to go, and Giselle's definitely going to miss her. So Gizelle takes her to a self-defense class because, you never know when you might need it. So it was a pretty fun class. It had good tips. I enjoyed seeing it. I feel like everybody should take one of these classes. So after they take the class and they go over some techniques, they're sitting down and Gizelle knows that Grace is ready and prepared to leave for college. Like, she trusts her, but knowing that Grace is leaving is ripping her heart out. She gets a little emotional. She almost cried. And then they talk about dating. Grace says that she doesn't plan on dating anyone while she's at college. Gizelle says, "Oh, that's great. You can just meet people like I'm doing with Jason." So then Gizelle FaceTimes Jason. Now, why would she ruin such a great moment with that mess? So then we see Candiace. She's on her way to go meet up with Nneka, but on her way there, she's talking to her mom. She went to the doctor to get a mammogram, and they found 2 lumps, which the doctors told her they're not like serious or like life-threatening or anything, but she still feels uneasy because what if they become something, she says. And Dorothy tells her to just stop overthinking it and just take another test, but Candiace is definitely worried about that. So then Candiace gets to the little restaurant that she's going to have lunch with Nneka. I think Candiace is just simply a person who can get along with anyone. I could tell that she liked Nneka since they were in Austin. And they get there, they actually talk a little bit about Austin. Nneka tells Candiace that she needs to make up with Robyn, and Candiace agrees. She says that they will get there eventually. As far as Nneka and Wendy, Candiace tells her that she really wants her to try and get along with Wendy. Candiace says that it was wrong that Nneka called Wendy a bitch. Actually, she starts to give her some great advice. Unfortunately, not advice that Candiace herself has kept, because they did show flashbacks of all the times Candiace has done the things that she told Nneka not to do. But Nneka and Candiace both really want to be friends because they have so much in common. They're compatible, and they even have, for example, their fertility journey. They can relate on that. But in her confessional, Candiace does say that she does feel like she would feel as if she would betray Wendy if she got along with Nneka. So we'll see what happens with that, but that was a good lunch. So then it is time for Karen's PAVE event. We see Mia getting ready, but she did have her reservations about attending because of some of the traumas that she is going through, but she's gonna try and like get it together and she'll still go. So they begin to arrive. Karen did ask the women to bring a suit that they're not gonna use any longer as a donation. I gotta say, Gizelle and Karen this season are coming across as like besties. Karen looked great. All the women came. They actually all looked great, and I'll give them that. And I'm happy that they all came together for this cause and for Karen. She really is the glue of the show. So Karen spoke a few words, and then there were some speakers. There was a musician who is a survivor of SA, and she began to perform an emotional song about her journey. Very sad as she's singing, and a lot of the ladies actually have been affected by this, either personally or as someone that they know. Each one of them did share in their confessionals. It was very sad. But in the event, Mia couldn't really handle it, so she had to get up and walk away to the restroom for a little bit. Ashley went to go get her, and I had no idea, but Mia starts to reveal that she did go through SA, and she feels guilty about not being able to get out of that situation when it happened. And this was the craziest part. She admits that there has always been some sort of resentment because Jacqueline left Mia that night with the man who did that. Y'all remember Jacqueline? Obviously, it wasn't Jacqueline's fault that he did that or anything, but it's understandable why she would feel those feelings like that. So yeah, it was pretty sad, but I'm glad that Ashley was there to support her. Gizelle also asked one of the founders of Pay for advice or things that she could say to her daughter who is leaving soon. Overall, it was a very powerful episode towards the end. I think that Karen did a great job putting this issue out there for people to know. I think at the end of the episode it said something about a statistic that 1 in 4 women go through this. So it was really important that they showed this. I'm glad that they did. But that was the end of the episode, you guys. Looks like next week we're gonna see some more drama. Candiace and Robyn will have their sit down, so that'll be exciting. So y'all, let me know what you thought about this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.